When money is deposited in a bank or borrowed from a lender, it is returned with a sum of money called interest. If the interest is calculated to be paid once at the end of the period, it is calculated using the formula I equals PRT over 100 and is known as simple interest. This is what happened between Minona and Rufaro. Rufaro borrowed 10 million cedis from Minona at 5% per annum for 2 years. Rufaro would return 11 million cedis to Minona at the end of 2 years. However, this is not really the way business is conducted. When Rufaro uses the money for business and makes a profit from her investment, she will reinvest that profit in her business so that both her capital and her profit will earn profit in the next business period. Because of this, Minona will charge Rufaro compound interest. This means that at the end of a certain period, let's say a year, the interest earned is added to the principal. The interest for the second year is charged on both the principal and interest that she started the second year with. The principal and interest at the end of the second year is treated as the principal for the third year, and the interest for the third year is charged on the principal at the beginning of the third year. This is how compound interest is calculated. So, if Rufaro had borrowed the 10 million cedis at 5% compound interest per annum for 2 years, let's find out how much she would have had to pay back. At the end of the first year, she would have to pay 10 million times 5 over 100, which is equal to 500,000 cedis. This will be added to the original principal to give 10,500,000 cedis. The principal for the second year is then 10,500,000 cedis. The interest for the second year will then be equal to 10,500,000 times 5 divided by 100, which is equal to 525,000 cedis. The total amount of money Rufaro is expected to pay back at the end of the second year is 10,500,000 cedis plus 525,000 cedis, and that is equal to 11,025,000 cedis. This means that the amount Rufaro would have to pay back if she is charged using compound interest would be higher than the amount she would have to pay if she is charged using simple interest. If we are asked to calculate for many years and we are to follow the process we just used, the calculation will become long and cumbersome. So, instead of going through the long process, there is a short, simple formula that can be used to get the same result. And that formula is A equals P bracket open 1 plus R over 100 bracket closed raised to power n, where A is the amount at the end of the given number of years, P is the principal, R is the rate per annum, and n is the number of years. In the previous example, the principal was 10 million cedis, the rate was 5% per annum, and the time was 2 years. Putting them into the equation, we have A equals 10 million into bracket 1 plus 5 over 100 bracket close raised to power 2. This gives 10 million times 1.05 raised to power 2, and that gives 10 million times 1.1025, and that is equal to 11,025,000 cedis. And that is the compound interest formula. Note that the formula gives you the final amount and does not directly give you the total interest compounded. To find the total interest compounded over the period of the investment or loan, subtract the original principal P from the total amount A. Try this out with more questions to master this formula. Bye for now.